but we got a package coming today. A day early. Perfect timing. I've been out of work about a half hour. I got confused for a second because first it said a notice slip was left, which is normally what they do if they go to the house to drop a package. But I get packages go straight to the post office to be safe. Yeah, and it took a couple minutes for me. Like it said a notice slip was left. But usually I get the little scan code right away and I could just go right to the post office, pick it up. But I was worried they didn't do that, and they tried to deliver it to my house, which they weren't supposed to do, and left a slip saying, and usually the slip puts you off till the next day. So, glad that didn't happen. But let's go get this, guys. This is 1 of 18 scale Scooby-Doo the Mystery Machine. It's my deal of the week for $125. They usually sell for a lot more than that. They're rare in the package because that package is one of those plastic bubbles that are real easy to crush and get damaged. I'm hoping mine is not crushed and damaged. I really hope. I mean, a loose mystery machine for $125 isn't the end of the world, but I mean, I would much rather it be in the box, but I know it's a possibility that there could be damage. But the guy that sent it is a collector, and that gives me faith that he's dealt with these kind of awkward things before. So we are gonna have to see. And I think we gotta go up to Highway 8. I'm just tired. Okay. Yeah, up to Highway 8, we'll go to the post office. And we're out at Pepsi, so we'll be able to grab our Pepsi there too, because I go to the post office at Shoppers to pick up my packages. Shoppers, white smoke special. Look at the white smoke coming out of that, eh? Burning a bit of oil there. But I go to Shoppers for my Pepsi, because for 18 packets like $9 or something. So clearly the cheapest in town. Years ago they had the cheapest 710 ml bottles. You can get 6 of them for $2. I don't know if they're still that cheap because I usually drink the cans. Although Glenn did get some bottles this week, and I did enjoy them. Actually, I did enjoy drinking the bottles. I just don't like putting them in the fridge not finished, because then they go flat, and that's one thing I cannot stand. I like the Pepsi best when you first crack it and it's cold, you know, when it's got that punch. That's what I love. So now we're in the right spot. We're on Highway 8. Oh, she looks like she's having difficulty, the woman over there on the bike. See where the car is turning? She's got a pull suitcase and a bag, and she's got one of the old Wizard of Oz Wicked Witch of the West bike. Something tells me all that stuff, or the bike isn't hers. Usually when you see them with riding one bike and pulling another bike, they call it ghost riding. Usually means that second bike is stolen. Pretty obvious. Not saying she stole anything or did anything, guys, but never know. None of our business. Off to the post office.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for beauty. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? Could you be? It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day and this beauty would a neighborly day for beauty.
Feeling good. Picking it up. So the box appears okay condition. He didn't put my name though, he put my address, so
It's like a new way.
looks good though.
Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness.
We got it, guys. Well, sorry that took a minute. I had to get the precious cargo into the car, and then I had to find a safe place for the package with the car in it. So let's get home and see if it's in one piece, or if Retro is a big dumb goof that shouldn't get stuff like this mailed. Oh, of course. Why would I get the advanced green? It's not like I've got a expensive die-cast car that I have to make sure it arrived in one piece or nothing. Eh? Don't need an advanced green for frig's sakes. That's okay. That's okay. I got all day. That's all right. You take your time too. Yep. Yeah, Retro has all day. Okay, now off to the museum. Put it this way, guys. We're so excited and committed to opening this to make sure it's in one piece. My tripod, my phone's not in the tripod. It's leaning against something on the table. The set light behind me for the Retro Collectibles Crack-It set is not plugged in. Like, this is how anxious I am, guys. Now, this has not been opened yet by me at all. You have my word. It's not been opened. If it's smashed to pieces, I don't know about it. And obviously, if it's damaged, I don't know about it because I'm acting pretty happy. Assuming it's not damaged, but we're going to open it up and see. We just need our Retro Collectibles opening knife, unboxing knife. Still planning on doing the t-shirts, and come to think of it, wouldn't that be something? A Retro Collectibles unboxing knife. Well, I'm going to look into that. But of course it would have to be something quality because I wouldn't put the Retro Collectibles logo on something that's kite. I said that from the beginning. Actually, my friend Frank said that. He said, you're the type of guy down the road, if you're doing reviews, people got to make sure they give you a quality product, because if it's crap, you'll say it's crap. I said, yeah, I will. I won't sit there and say, yeah, buy this if it's garbage. No way. Oh, guys. Okay, so it looks like he packed it. And it was sent 3-day shipping, and it only costed me $22. It was coming from within Ontario, Aurelia, to be exact. There's a die-cast store there called Aurelia Die-Cast. Oh, the bubble. Oh, I'm gonna let you guys see this. That looks pretty mint to me, boys. Yet the bubble did not take a crap kicking. Well, actually, we gotta get it out to make sure, but... Yeah, this is one that I will admit to you guys, I was nervous to mail it. But once I figured out I was dealing with a fellow collector, it took some of the nerve out of me, you know? So he has these, oh, yep. Got a crack right there. But you know what though? It still doesn't look horrible display-wise. Like, it is creased there and stuff, but I mean, I paid $125 and I was planning to display it loose anyway with those figures, right? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get into it and see how those figures look with this guy. We're gonna take it right off the base and we're gonna have a look-see on the look-see. So yeah, the van is mint. I don't know if this happened in transit, but like I said, guys, that was a risk I was taking. But yeah, the van itself is mint. I was worried it shook and broke off the pegs, because that's what happens sometimes with stuff that's on pegs like that. When we have a look at it, we're gonna have the proper lights and stuff like that. You know what? I'm wondering if that is the same interior as Glenn's, because that shifter looks different than what I remember. What year is this one? Say Glenn says 2003. I'm wondering if they made different releases of this. This is 2003 too. I'll read you what the bottom says. Scooby-Doo the Mystery Machine. Zoinks! Like, wow, Johnny Lightning has brought the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine to life in 1 of 18 scale. Check out the opening front and rear doors. That's room for a whole lot of Scooby snacks. With its working steering mechanism and soft vinyl tires, you can steer the Mystery Machine into all sorts of mystery-busting fun. And with its authentic graphics, 100% die-cast body, and true to the show proportions, you can look good doing it. Fun for play or display, it will look great in your house, haunted or otherwise. If I wanted to go all out, those, the figures I got for this, there's actually a haunted playhouse that I could get for pretty cheap if I wanted to, but that would take too much room, I think. But yeah, to display this, what I think I'll do is I will take the plastic bubble off it. I would leave it on the base. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll find a spot for it. I'll see. We'll see when we take it off if it'll fit in the burpee, actually, because it's got figures. So it deserves to be in the burpee. Plus, it's a heavyweight. But yeah, we're not going to keep it. If it was sealed, I was considering keeping this one sealed because we've already unboxed one. And just displaying the figures in the box with that sealed. But I'm okay because you guys know I'm a loose collector and that thing is mint, mint, mint. So we're happy about that. Okay, guys, I'm going to eat something and we're going to get back at it. I'll put you guys in the time machine here. By the way, tonight for dinner, I want something tasty. I got spicy fries, spicy hot habanero cheese already shredded for the lazy guy, and poutine gravy. I'm here in Canada. I love poutine. Oh, by the way, guys, it sucks. You guys are going to have to let me know how to break it to Glenn. Since we noticed his mystery machine has those holes through the plastic on it. I don't know how it happened. Mine's mint. His is kind of beat up, though. We're going to have to tell him that when he gets home. Just kidding, guys. And he would know anyway right away. He's not an idiot. He'd walk in and be like, that's yours. That's not mine. That's the one you ordered. Just going to have some nourishment, but I'll show you guys how they look together before we get into it. And before the video ends, I've got a big health update for you guys. There they are there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this for my first time opening the Scooby-Doo figures. And we're going to display them with that off the base. Reason I say off the base is because we're going to see if it fits in the burpee cabinets. And it should, because the A-Team van fits in there, so that should fit in there. But you never know, it's got a pretty weird shape. That is a big count, but I am hungry. Gotta layer it, because you can't have it dry in the bottom. That's a wussy size poutine. Layer. Retro collectibles layer. And that's for my recipe here. And that's one of the big bowls. I'm gonna still hammer pepper on it. My appetite's back. Retro style.
Okay, Retro Maniacs, it's the future. Retro is all showered up and rested and ready to go. Now let's crack this mystery machine and figures and see how well they go together.
Okay guys, the goatee looks like an afro. I'm more awake, so it must mean I'm showered and napped. Snoop was right. So this is not going to be an unboxing and a review of the Mystery Machine because come on, you guys know we just did that like a week or two ago. This is going to be an unboxing of mine to A, make sure everything's kosher with it, and B, we want to get it off the base and see how those figures look. Did I pick the right figures to go with it? Are they the right scale? Let's see how they look beside the van and see if maybe any of them fit in the van. Let's have a look. Okay guys, so we are going to get into this. Now the van looks mint like we seen earlier. It's just the bubble on top. Even the base, everything looks mint except the bubble. I'm thinking it might have took a couple hits during shipping maybe, I don't know. But we knew from the beginning this was a risk. I'm not too surprised. I'm not even upset because like I told you guys, it was a risk I knew I was taking. Put it this way, if I was selling something like that, and if it was for like the full pop price of what they usually go for, I wouldn't want to ship it. Like I'm not a good packer. Diane used to do all that for me actually because she was really good with packing stuff. Gotta have the coffee, guys. Terminator eyes. Okay, so let's get into this guy. And the funny thing is, the base still displays well. Like when Glenn came in, he was kind of puzzled when he was looking at it. Like, oh, it's damaged. And I showed him. I said, yeah, it's got holes through it. Like, it doesn't look bad sitting there. And maybe one day somebody will unbox one. I'm hopeful. And pitch this out or something. And once in a while, believe it or not, guys, you will see people selling packaging. So if I ever see one for sale, I will scoop it because the base and everything's mint. Even scoop one off eBay for the right price. But on eBay, it probably wouldn't be the right price. But I'm doubtful I will get another one of these bubbles, guys, but you never know because you guys see the stuff we get. We're doubtful about everything we get when we get it, so. Like even found bull horns for the Boss Hog Caddy we're gonna do. Remember the Cadillac? We found bull horns and not just one set, like a variety of, like we can pick different sellers. So there's that piece that goes on top. You want to make sure this is right when you put it back. Okay. So we are going to get that off of this base. We're going to be careful with this blister because we know that it's blistered on. And we're going to crack those figures and we're going to see how they look together. That's the purpose of this video is, did Neil make the right choice picking those figures out and telling Glenn to buy them? Or is he a big dumb goof and just made Glenn waste money? So we're going to see in a couple minutes. I have a feeling I'm not a big dumb goof, but we're gonna see. We'll have to have a look. Okay, so no, they look actually perfect, almost like they're made for it. And at the toy show, how we came across these figures, it's funny. There was a vendor at, I believe, Woodstock or Ancaster, and Dave originally found a set of these. But the people wanted, like, it was ridiculous, like $270 or... do you remember that, Glenn?
That was
yeah.
Caster.
Yeah, it was a ridiculous price, like $220 or... Like, I remember Glenn was looking at them, I said, I think those would go perfect with your van, but they're way too much money. I said, we'll find them. And by the way, Glenn found a set because, you know, we don't need them in the packaging because we're going to display, right? Glenn found a set of these figures mint for $30 loose. So that's perfect. Basically, like I would have bought loose ones instead of the ones in the box. I basically paid $30 for the box, but then again, I got them locally, so that's not bad either. Glenn was strategic because he waited till we were actually at the Dixie Flea Market the other day and then went and got them. Instead of making a trip to Mississauga to get them, he waited till we were in Mississauga. So it's not just finding the deals, you be strategic like that with your gas as well and your time. It's a whole big lot of strategizing if you want to be successful with this stuff. And it's nice because this was off the base before I could tell, and he didn't just hammer the screws back in, like they're not all, the heads of them aren't all chewed up or anything. These are actually metal. Like they remind me of a pry bar. It's just to stabilize everything. Okay, so she's off the base. She's off the base. Everything's good. No doors falling off. Yeah, it's mint. It looks just like Glenn's. The van, anyway. Mint, nothing, not a mark, nothing wrong with it. Okay, so I'm gonna go grab those figures. We're gonna crack those open, then we're gonna see how it all ties in together, guys. So this might not be retro being a long-winded big mouth video like usual because I gotta get up in the morning. I have a big health update I'm gonna tell you guys at the end of the video. I still have to get up in the morning to go to work. I'm on morning shift. I think that, well, yeah, I'm on morning shift, but I'm going to tell you I got to go in the morning, but then I have to leave work to go to the hospital. But it's a good thing. I'm going to tell you guys about it at the end. Glenn's actually sitting here watching in anticipation because he, like I said, just bought these loose. He owns the van. And this is a lot cheaper than buying resin figures, and these articulate, and even the packaging is the same coloring, so I think they're going to tie in excellent. And from this line, I'm going to say this so Glenn hears it too, from this line, you can actually buy the haunted house, and it's actually pretty cheap on Marketplace. You can get it loose, and the van would look awesome with these with the haunted house, but I don't know, space-wise, right? Like me and Glenn would each have to get a haunted house. So
there was one in Marketplace the other day for, I forget how much it was.
You see them pretty cheap, like $50, or less even sometimes. But you want to get it with the little, if it has any accessories and stuff. But yeah, it's definitely something we could look at, Glenn.
Yeah.
Now you can see, guys, these are mint. Okay, the package was open before, I believe, because it's retaped, but these are mint. Now I'm going to be displaying these. I think I'm going to put the van into the burpee since it's colorful and has all these figures. What do we do with the packaging after we open stuff up, guys, for new viewers? We save it all. See, especially this plastic blister. We get the figures out without putting any dimples into it if we can. And we save the blister, put it back in the box, because one day if we ever have to sell these figures, like the person did to me, though they might not have to sell them, it's got the original packaging. Funny thing is, I know the main characters like Shaggy, Scooby-Doo. That's basically about it. I don't remember the rest of the names. Glenn and Dave know, but I don't. And I used to watch the cartoon. Trying to be very careful with this blister. You know what? These have never been out of this blister before. I was mistaken. Because there's no way he got them back in here without damaging it. Okay, I got him out without... So far, 2 are out without damage. There's Scooby-Doo. Make fun of that lisp. Shaggy. For retro collectibles. Yeah, I think these are going to look great, Glenn. Like, just looking at the height of them, I think they're going to be perfect. They look about the same size as our Mego 3 3/4, maybe a bit taller.
Yeah.
But they're not supposed to be exact height because they're cartoony. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the van. The van's cartoony, so.
I was thinking I might line mine up like along the seat in the middle, like put Fred behind the steering wheel, and then
Yeah,
the girl in the middle, and then the other girl in the middle, and then but Scooby sits in the back, and
that's what
You
we're
won't
gonna
see
see,
him.
buddy. We're gonna see if the figures will, like, I'm hoping that Fred will go behind the wheel. That would be cool. That's what we're gonna check right now. We're gonna see if he can actually go in the car or if we gotta stand them around them. Ooh, Ginger. And the last guy there's my guy. That's my character. Shaggy. Yeah, but sometimes it's better to use stuff like this than resin because he's fully articulate and he's even got a rooster tail on the back of his head like the cartoon.
yeah,
But they did good with the likenesses, and if they fall off the shelf, guys, you don't have to worry about breaking them. Like, remember my Fast and Furious, my Vin Diesel and Paul Walker? Poor Vin lost his head like 3 times. Paul Walker's friggin' lost limbs. Luckily, I got them glued together, but... Okay, let's have a look at these guys with the Mystery Machine. Okay, guys, you ready? Booyaka. They could not go better. Like, look at the, my memory's so bad with Scooby-Doo. What's the guy's name that drives the van, Glenn?
Fred.
Fred. That's it. Look at Fred's height, just a little bit shorter than the van. Now, I did try to put him behind the wheel. He does want to go. I almost can get him in there. I'm going to work on it. Just not tonight. But they go awesome with it. Look at that. Like, it's like I thought. They're almost meant to go together with it. I was just going to say to Glenn, you tell me Retro doesn't have an eye for what figures work with cars. But you know what? Dave gets the credit for these. It was him that pointed these out. I've seen these figures a bunch on Marketplace, but I would have never put 2 and 2 together with them until he pointed it out. They look great. Would you look at this, guys? It looks like they're ready to go tailgating. He could actually set up and friggin' start scalping stuff out of the back of his van, just start hanging Hot Wheels skylines all over the doors there, and just scalp the frig out of them. I don't know about that if he's staying here.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for beauty. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? Could you be? It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighbor.
Okay, Retro Maniacs, that is it. So before I let you guys go, you know that copyright music's a no-no on YouTube. So I'm always trying to look for, you know, interesting or good listening or funny music that's not going to get us a copyright pinch. So I found some today. I hope you enjoy it. The funny thing is the Mr. Rogers singing, it reminds me of a hunting friend that I go with in the morning to Centennial, an older guy. He's kind of got the Fred Rogers thing going, but he's a super nice guy. I could picture him singing that song. Before I let you go, the big health update. So you can look back on previous videos. I had ITP back in 2009 and 10. It's a rare blood disorder where my spleen was eating my platelets. I won't get into it this video. If you're unfamiliar with me or my story, you can go back and check out my video where I actually describe it all. But all these years later, following an ankle surgery, ITP reared its ugly head in my life again, almost killed me actually this time, and I didn't even realize it. The scary thing is, last time it happened, taking out my spleen was the last kick at the can in 2010. They told me if the spleen didn't work, that was basically it. Luckily, these years later, there's medical advancements. I got approved for a treatment called rituximab. If you look it up, don't panic because it's going to say it's a chemotherapy drug. Retro does not have leukemia drug. Retro definitely doesn't have leukemia. It's a drug that's used to fight this as well because it's a rare disorder. It's 1 in 10,000 people. They actually had to do a bunch of viral testing on me, make sure I didn't have Hep C, Hep B, HIV even, which they give you a downloadable certificate saying you don't have it, which I thought was cool. Yeah, so the rituximab to make me well and stay well. I'm well now, but it's a temporary well because they juiced me up with steroids, but that's going to wear off and I'm going to get sick again. This rituximab is supposed to be a permanent fix, and it's supposed to make my ITP not return. After taking it, they want me back in 6 months to test my blood to make sure everything's well, but they are confident that it's going to do well. It's $1,600 a month. So luckily, Retro has benefits through his work, because $1,600 a month, I definitely couldn't afford that otherwise, so thank goodness I have benefits. And that's why if you're younger, a job with benefits is very important. Very, very important. Benefits are very important. So anyway, getting to the point, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., so I work in the morning. I go to work for 4 a.m. I'm going to work a few hours, and then at 8 a.m. I have to be down at St. Joe's Hospital Hematology Clinic, where they're going to hook me up with something called an infusion, which is basically they're going to put me on an IV, and I'm going to have to sit there for 6 hours, so I might get some video there just horsing around, I don't know. But I have to be hooked up for 6 hours while they put this stuff into my body. That's what the infusions, I remember in 2010, it took 6 hours too. But that was, they were giving me hemoglobulin. Not hemoglobin, that's different. Hemoglobulin they were giving me back then. But that would juice me up and then it would go down again in a couple of weeks. Because I thought it was because of all the partying, but the doctor said it had nothing to do with it. But I live a lot better, healthier lifestyle now. So this should, the doctor thinks this should do the trick. So keep your fingers crossed for me. By the time you see this video, I will have had the treatment. So as long as you don't hear that I've dropped or anything like that, everything should be good as gold. I'm actually looking very forward to this. So anyway, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, I wasn't going to get into a full review of the van because we already did that. This was more about those figures to show you guys if they would work or not. I will put a link in the prescription about the unboxing though of the mystery machine. That way, in case any of you guys would like to see it that missed it, any new viewers, because we're averaging about 80 to 100 new viewers a month. Thank you guys. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Please just hammer that like button for me. Hit subscribe and share. As always, guys, happy hunting.
This beat is stupid grimy, that's a Cobra Kai kick. There's some open eyes, should open eyes when I spit. I